So in the last lecture, we started discussing the fundamentals of this electromagnetic waves. So what we have discussed is this, what we have shown. This is electromagnetic radiations. I have shown these two diagrams, and these electromagnetic radiations consist of all these X-rays, visible radiations, ultraviolet, gamma rays, microwaves, radio waves, T waves, etc. Nature of this is as shown by this particular diagram. These are electric and magnetic fields varying sinusoidally according to sine waves or sine curve, and these two fields are perpendicular to each other, and these fields are traveling along the z direction as shown by this particular diagram. So that is what an actual picture which was given by Maxwell. We are going to talk more about this now in today's discussion. Along with that, we have shown this is shown to be a diagram where we can understand what electromagnetic spectrum is, what are the shorter wavelengths, what are the longer wavelengths. So radio, broadcast, microwave, radar, infrared, these are called longer wavelengths, whereas gamma rays, cosmic rays, X-rays, ultraviolet rays, these are called as shorter waves, short waves. We are going to discuss much more about this later on in today's discussion. And in between these two shorter waves and long waves, short waves and long waves, there is a spectrum that is called as visible spectrum. So beyond ultraviolet and before infrared, there is a visible spectrum which starts from 4000 angstroms to 7000 angstrom, or 400 nanometers to 700 nanometers. We can give both the names. So all the 7 different colors with which we are able to see around the world, around us, this is called as visible spectrum. So you can understand from 10 raised to minus 12 meters to 10 raised to 3 kilometers. Okay, that is 1000 kilometers. This is a large bandwidth or large range of all these radiations, and out of that very small part, less than 1% of the part with which our eyes are able to detect or able to see. So whatever world we see around us is only a small fraction of the total world which is shown by all these type of electromagnetic radiations. मराठीमध्ये सांगतो, हा जो सगळा एकूण इलेक्ट्रोमॅग्नेटिक रेडिएशनचा पट्टा आहे जो 10⁻⁻12 मीटर्स म्हणजे कॉस्मिक रेजला सुरू होतो आणि 10⁻³ मीटर्स ब्रॉडकास्ट किंवा मायक्रोवेव्हजला तो संपतो, रेडिओ वेव्हजला तो संपतो, लॉंगर आणि शॉर्ट वेव्हलेंथ. ह्या संपूर्ण रेंज मधला अतिशय छोटासा पार्ट 1% कमी, 1% सुद्धा म्हणणं जास्त धाडसच होईल, त्याहीपेक्षा कमी पार्ट आपल्या डोळ्यांनी सेन्स करता येतो किंवा दिसतो. म्हणजे आजूबाजूला आपल्या जे जग आता दिसतंय आपल्याला, आता तुम्ही जे पाहतात हे सर्व, हे फक्त हे 4000 ते 7000 अँगस्ट्रॉम मधल्या रेडिएशन्सनीच तुम्हाला दिसते. म्हणजे त्या ज्या वस्तू या प्रकारचे रेडिएशन बाहेर टाकतात तेवढ्याच वस्तू तुम्हाला डोळ्याने दिसू शकतात. इन्फ्रारेड किंवा गॅमा रेज, अल्ट्राव्हायलेट, एक्सरेज हे तुम्हाला दिसत नाहीत. म्हणजेच आपल्याला व्हिजिबल स्पेक्ट्रम शिवाय आणखी बरेचसे स्पेक्ट्रम आहेत किंवा बऱ्याच प्रकारचे रेडिएशन्स आहेत. हे रेडिएशन्स आपल्या आजूबाजूला सर्व ठिकाणी असतातच असतात, कारण संपूर्ण विश्व मधले वेगवेगळे घटक जे आहेत, स्टार्स असतील, गॅलेक्सी असतील, प्लॅनेट्स असतील, इतर कुठल्याही वस्तू असतील, या सगळ्या वस्तू या प्रकारचे रेडिएशन्स बाहेर टाकत असतात. त्यापैकी 4000 ते 7000 अँगस्ट्रॉम एवढा छोटासा पार्ट आपल्याला दिसतो, आणि आपलं जे जग आहे ते खूप मर्यादित आहे, एवढंच आहे. उरलेलं जे जग किंवा युनिव्हर्स आपण म्हणतो ते प्रचंड मोठं आहे. त्याच्यामध्ये इतक्या वेगळ्या प्रकारचे एनर्जी कॅरियर करणारे अशा प्रकारचे रेडिएशन्स आहेत. या सगळ्या रेडिएशन्सचा आपण अभ्यास करणार आहोत किंवा करत होतो. हे बघत असताना आपण थोडासा हिस्टॉरिकल पर्स्पेक्टिव्ह बघितलं की वेअर दिस थिंग स्टार्टेड. लाइटनिंग, ज्याला आपण लाईट म्हणतो किंवा ज्याला वीज कळणे म्हणतो, दॅट लाइटनिंग, दॅट वॉज द फर्स्ट पार्ट दॅट वॉज स्टडीड. त्यानंतर people started thinking about these charges, so they found positive and negative charges, two different types of charges exist in nature. Then movement of charges, that is called as current. This electricity part came on. At the same time, Coulomb gave this particular law which is called as Coulomb's law of attraction or repulsion between two opposite charges or two similar charges, and this is given by Q1 Q2 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 r square. At the same time, Oersted showed that whenever there is a current is carried by a certain conductor, around that there exists a magnetic field that is called as Oersted effect. At the same time, Ampere's law came, and Ampere showed that two charge carrying conductor or current carrying conductors, they repel if the current is in the same direction, and they attract if the current flows in the opposite direction to each other. Till that we have seen that. Then we come across a contribution of Michael Faraday. Michael Faraday असं सांगितलं की varying magnetic field produces electromagnetic force. म्हणजे electromagnetic force आणि magnetic आणि इलेक्ट्रिक फोर्स किंवा इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड आणि मॅग्नेटिक फील्ड यांच्यामध्ये काहीतरी रिलेशन असावं. दिस रिलेशन वॉज गिवन बाय मायकेल फॅराडेज इन हिज लॉ ऑफ इलेक्ट्रोमॅग्नेटिक इंडक्शन. ओके, सो दीज आर फॅराडेज. यू कॅन राईट दिस. Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction. Magnetic induction. खूप सांगण्यासारख्या गोष्टी आहेत पण आपल्याला तेवढा वेळ नाही आहे. Electromagnetic induction. Then next person came a very important contribution, that is James Clerk Maxwell, and he was the basic person who was responsible for giving the clear cut idea. म्हणजे ही जी वरची डायग्राम आपण काढलेली आहे, which I have shown here, this diagram or this nature of electromagnetic radiations or light waves किंवा बाकीच्या सगळ्या वेव्हचं या प्रकारचं अंडरस्टँडिंग, this was given by this particular person who is called as James Clerk Maxwell, and this is what is electromagnetic theory. So electromagnetic theory. So this theory showed that all radiations, म्हणजे सगळ्या प्रकारचे रेडिएशन्स असतील जे जे आपल्याला दिसत आहेत, all these radiations are natural and these radiations are nothing but electric and magnetic field which are passing through space, empty space, in such a manner that energy is carried from one location to another location, and that is how this is the electromagnetic force or electromagnetic field which is given by this James Clerk Maxwell. So his contribution is, so this is theory. He came in 1864 for clear cut date. We are not needed, but 1864 he proposed that this all electromagnetic radiations. Okay, right, in very brief. Okay, all electromagnetic. According to the light, okay, which we are seeing, light is an electromagnetic disturbance. Electromagnetic disturbance. Electromagnetic disturbance propagated through the field, or with the field, through the field, propagated through the field. Okay, thus existence of EM waves or electromagnetic waves was predicted for the first time. It was predicted by Maxwell, predicted for the first time in 1864, as I mentioned earlier. Okay, now remember this theory, that whatever predictions given by Maxwell, this particular theory was not accepted by all physicists at that time, almost for 25 years. म्हणजे 25 वर्षापर्यंत या थिअरीकडे कुणीही लक्ष दिलं नाही. मॅक्सवेलने सुद्धा लिहिलं होतं, सांगितलं असं असं आहे तसं आहे, पण कोणीही त्याच्यावरती फारसं लक्ष दिलं नाही. But in 1887, this is another name, ninth person, he is Heinrich Hertz, H-E-I-N, okay, H-E-I-N-R-I-C-H, Heinrich Hertz. He is another person who for first time showed, yes, such type of electromagnetic radiations exist. So his theory, okay, so he's a German physicist. Provided experimental confirmation. We are going to see his experiment later on in detail. Experimental confirmation of Maxwell's electromagnetic theory. So theory predicted was in 1864, and his experimental demonstration was done by Heinrich Hertz in 1887, and then people started thinking about the correctness of this electromagnetic theory. So further he showed in a laboratory such electromagnetic waves can be generated with several different instruments, can be generated. Okay, and because here he showed that microwaves, then radio waves, broadcast waves, that is TV waves, broadcast waves, etc., generated by him, and that was his contribution. Because of that, later on cables, antennas, and his communication, whatever communication devices that were invented, including telephone, etc., these things could be possible after he introduced this type of concept that such type of electromagnetic radiations can be prepared in the laboratory, can be created in the laboratory, and they can be used for different purposes. So all these things we are going to see entire discussions later on in the next part of this chapter. Then next one is Marconi in 1896 he took first patent on telegraphy म्हणजे मराठीत आपण त्याला तारयंत्र म्हणतो. जसं आपण तारयंत्राच्या साहाय्याने, आता जसं मोबाईलमध्ये आपण एका ठिकाणाहून दुसऱ्या ठिकाणी बोलू शकतो, त्यावेळेस तारयंत्राच्या साहाय्याने आपल्याला एका ठिकाणाहून दुसऱ्या ठिकाणी मेसेज पाठवता येऊ शकत होता. So these things were possible because of this Marconi, and he did this particular theory in the 1896. So this is what the history, ही संपूर्ण या इलेक्ट्रोमॅग्नेटिक रेडिएशनची हिस्ट्री आहे जी आपण आता बघितली. Where it started, right from magnetism, lightning, up to this type of devices, this type of generation of wave, this type of experiment, this type of patents, and all these devices that made our understanding of this electromagnetic waves more and more clear. म्हणजे आपलं जे अंडरस्टँडिंग होतं इलेक्ट्रोमॅग्नेटिक रेडिएशनचं किंवा लाईट रेडिएशनचं ते जास्त क्लिअर होत गेलं. अँड इट ऑलमोस्ट रिक्वायर्ड 300 years. कल्पना होणार नाही, लक्षात येणार नाही तुमच्या, बट इट ऑलमोस्ट टूक 300 years for physicists to derive this type of to understand this particular concept, to get their interpretation, to devise several different types of devices and prove the theories, whatever theories which we have been put there. Okay, now let's go for another important concept, that is how this particular idea. आपण एक छोटी सी डायग्राम करूया. So draw this diagram here. This is z axis. I am showing here it is the x axis and this is the y axis which we have drawn earlier. आपण परवा दाखवले त्याच्यापेक्षा थोडीशी वेगळी करूया. And this is how shown here to be an electric field varies this way. Okay, so this is how I am showing this particular plane. This is what sinusoidal, and this is Ex, component of electric field along this. This is Ex, and perpendicular to this, okay, I am showing another perpendicular part to this radiation, and this is what a magnetic field, and here I am showing this part. So this is what a diagram what we have already shown, but I have drawn it here. And now this time this vector is given to be By. So magnetic field, this is Ex bar is electric field vector, and By bar is the magnetic field vector. Okay, and here okay, we'll write in very brief. The diagram shows electromagnetic wave propagating in z direction. Electromagnetic wave propagating in z direction. Okay, so Ex means electric field along x direction. Okay, X and minus X, and By is magnetic field along y direction. Okay, actually both of these fields are called as time varying. जसा वेळ जाईल तसा तो बदलणारी फील्ड आहे. So time varying electric and magnetic fields. Time varying electric and magnetic fields. So this is how that is shown by this Maxwell, and he had given relations for that. So the equations of Ex bar का Ex and By are given as, okay, we can directly आपल्याला theory पर्यंत जाता है, but that is not needed. We can directly take this particular equations. Here is Ex is given by some value E0, it's a maximum or constant. It is sine of some k into z minus omega into t. We'll explain everything about this. At the same time, he had given expression or variation of by in the y direction is given by b0, again it's a constant, multiplied by sine of again kz minus wt. So these were the expressions given by Maxwell's for this time varying electric and magnetic field. Both are sine waves. Okay, so both these are sinusoidal functions, sinusoidal functions. Check the spelling. So these are varying according to the sine laws or trigonometric sine functions. So both of these functions are there. Here, what is this k? K is called as propagation constant. Propagation constant. We need not worry about its meaning at present, which is given by twice pi upon lambda. So it's reciprocal of wavelength. K is equal to twice pi upon lambda. So where this lambda is wavelength, and this wavelength is measured from this peak to this peak. So here I can show in the diagram, this is lambda. So the actual distance along z axis from peak 1 to peak 2, or from here b is a peak and दूसरा इकडचा peak, this is also given to be a lambda. So you can call this to be a lambda. So this is called as lambda, and reciprocal of that. So twice pi is radians divided by lambda in meters or centimeter. We get per centimeter, that is called as propagation constant. Okay, and here this omega is called as angular frequency. Omega is angular frequency. Actually, more about this we are going to discuss in the next semester when we go for oscillation, waves and sound. So how these expressions are written, what these different terms are, etc., that will be discussed later on. Okay, so this is omega is given by this, and therefore he also gave a relationship between omega and k. Both these parameters are related by this simple expression, omega is equal to c times k, where this c is velocity of electromagnetic waves, and in free space this c is given by 1 upon square root of mu 0 times epsilon 0. Now what are these again? These are some electric permeability and magnetic permeability. Again, you are not knowing these terms there. कदाचित 12वी तुम्ही याचा अभ्यास केला असेल, पण कदाचित तुम्हाला या गोष्टी माहिती नसतील, हरकत नाही. But these are the two constants of free space, and their square root, 1 upon square root of that gives you velocity of the light or velocity of the radiation. So this is one very fundamental relation given by Maxwell. At the same time, he gave another important relation. In case of this electromagnetic waves relation, and that is known to you. That is C, electromagnetic radiation C, velocity is equal to nu times lambda, where this is called as frequency, and this is what called as the wavelength. So velocity of light or velocity of all electromagnetic waves is given by C is equal to nu lambda, where nu is called as frequency. Frequency is reciprocal of period, and lambda is the distance between two troughs or two crests either in electric field or in magnetic field. So that wavelength, frequency and velocity of light, they are connected by this. All these things were discussed by Maxwell in his electromagnetic theory. So this entire theory was one of the milestone in the development of the physics. So we must understand this theory has proved lot many things and made things very simple and easy for us to understand lot many things existing in this particular universe. Okay, so this is what this theory. But remember, so what he showed, मग मॅक्सवेल दाखवले की ह्या सगळ्या वेव्स आहेत. अँड नाव इफ दीज आर वेव्स, then according to physics there must be some medium, there must be some medium for its propagation, for its propagation. ओके, म्हणजे काय आपल्याला फिजिक्स मध्ये हे माहित आहे की एनी मेकॅनिकल वेव्स, आय एम टॉकिंग विथ यू, साऊंड वेव्स, माझा आवाज मी बोलल्यानंतर तुमच्या कानापर्यंत जो पोहोचतो आहे, समजा वर्गात बसल्यानंतर, these sound waves required air material medium to transverse or transfer energy from one location to another location. So in physics, for all waves we require certain medium, and in this case we are calling free space. And here in free space, even though there is no air, कारण आपल्याला माहित आहे की सूर्यापासून आपल्यापर्यंत लाईट पोहोचतो आहे किंवा इलेक्ट्रोमॅग्नेटिक रेडिएशन्स येतात, मध्ये काहीही मीडियम नाही, एंटायर स्पेस इज एम्प्टी. इवन दो दीज रेडिएशन्स आर पॉसिबल टू कम टू अस, आपल्यापर्यंत पोहोचत आहेत. याचाच अर्थ पीपल ऑर सायंटिस्ट ॲट दॅट टाइम थॉट दॅट देर इज सम हायपोथेटिकल मीडियम इज एक्झिस्टिंग. हायपोथेटिकल, त्यालाच आपण मराठीत काल्पनिक असं म्हणतो, कल्पना केलेलं, काल्पनिक. हायपोथेटिकल मीडियम इज एक्झिस्टिंग एव्हरीवेअर, इज एक्झिस्टिंग everywhere. Okay, and later on this was given a name ether. So ether was a medium that was proposed by scientists, that with that medium, with that particular properties of the medium, light radiations are able to pass from one location to another location. And this picture was later on found incorrect. Later on, ether concept was discarded. Ether concept was discarded by another experiment that is called as Michelson-Morley experiment. Michelson-Morley experiment. So that experiment directly denied the existence of ether. Ether is not present anywhere. So in vacuum, this other important conclusion was taken by this entire theory, that electromagnetic radiations does not require any medium for propagation, for its propagation. बघा लक्षात येत आहे काय? सिंपल, मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टंट स्टेटमेंट इज दिस. याचाच अर्थ सूर्यापासून किंवा अन्य कुठल्याही ग्रह ताऱ्यांपासून आपल्यापर्यंत जी लाईट पोहोचते आहे किंवा जी ऊर्जा पोहोचते आहे, दॅट इज कमिंग विदाउट हेल्प ऑफ एनी ऑफ द मीडियम. याचाच अर्थ आपण आणि सूर्य याच्यामध्ये पृथ्वीचं वातावरण जर सोडलं तर आणखी कुठलंही मटेरियल नाही, मॅटर नाही आहे, नो मटेरियल मीडियम or no medium is present, and therefore electromagnetic radiations does not require any medium for its propagation. This particular concept was proved and found to be one of the most important concepts here. Okay, so all these things, हे सगळे experiment एकानंतर एक, and all these contributions by different scientists up to Michelson-Morley, this entire chain took place, chain of event that took place almost for 300 years or more than that. And then people came to understanding of this, that these light radiations are such and such. And here it was found that all the whatever properties suggested or shown by light waves, that is interference, diffraction, polarization, etc., all these properties are satisfied or shown by other radiations too. So there is a radio waves, whether it is electromagnetic, it is microwaves, it is gamma rays or anything, all electromagnetic waves, they have they show this type of property, and all these waves have same the velocity through space, and that is what we call velocity of light, that is 3 into 10 raised to 8 meters per second. That was again very accurately measured by several different scientists. So this entire discussion of this electromagnetic theory went through these stages. So we have taken all these stages in very 10 minutes. 10 मिनिटामध्ये आपण सगळ्या stages घेतल्या, but it took almost 300 years for understanding this nature of this electromagnetic radiation. So this is what historical perspective of this. Now let's go for the second point. Now general properties. General properties of electromagnetic radiations, EM radiations. General properties of electromagnetic radiations. Okay, I'm also not, we are going to discuss much about this कारण पुढे जाऊन आपल्याला ते सगळं बघायचं आहे. Now first and important, all EM radiations, all EM radiations or EM waves, you can use both words, EM waves travel at same speed, okay, that is C equal to 3 into 10 raised to 8 meters per second. If in centimeter, I write this to be 3 into 10 raised to 10 centimeters per second. So all electromagnetic radiations, whatever type may be, shorter or longer wavelength, all they travel at same speed, which is given in case by C equal to 3 into 10 raised to 8 meters per second. Or in CGS it is going to be 3 into 10 raised to 10 centimeters per second, and for that several experiments were done, and these experiments showed that velocity of light or velocity of all electromagnetic radiations are the same, and this is the reason we take. So from sun, if this is a sun म्हणजे मुलगा आहे star, this is a sun and this is an earth. So how much time it requires light radiations to pass here is, with this speed of 3 into 10 raised to 8 meters per second, that is almost 3 lakh kilometers per second. So the distance between sun and earth is such that it almost takes around how much, 8.5 minutes. So time required for this is almost 8.5 minutes, and that's how this gives you total distance is 115 million kilometers. So that velocity of light, even though it is so high value, 3 into 10 raised to 8 meters per second, 3 lakh kilometer per second, 3 lakh I am calling. With this speed, light from sun requires to reach on earth almost 8.5 minutes. म्हणजे तुम्ही ज्या वेळेस सूर्याकडे बघत असता किंवा सूर्याचे रेडिएशन आपण पाहत असतो, हे रेडिएशन 8.5 मिनिटांपूर्वी सूर्याकडून निघालेले असतील. आताच्या एका सेकंदात म्हणजे तिथं रेडिएशन तयार झाले लगेच आपल्याकडे पोहोचलं असं होत नाही, बिकॉज दॅट ट्रॅव्हल्स ॲट द स्पीड मॅक्सिमम 3 lakh kilometers per second, and the distance between sun and earth is almost more than, कोटीच्या भाषेत बोलायचं झालं तर 15 crores meters. This much distance is there. Kilometers, 15 crores kilometers is the distance there, and to travel this much distance, light with the speed into 3 to 10 to 8 meters per second requires almost 8.5 minutes. This is a general property of all electromagnetic radiation. First one. Number two, EM radiation can pass through empty space. EM radiations can travel through empty space, or that is also called as vacuum. Empty space or vacuum. Okay, every way is passes. Okay, whereas sound waves do not pass in vacuum. It requires either solid or gas or liquid to travel the sound waves from one location to another location. Electromagnetic waves doesn't require any type of medium. So electromagnetic radiations can travel through empty space or vacuum with the same speed what we have been given. Okay. Now third important parameters, or that is what we have seen here, the velocity relation. Same relation which we have written earlier. Relation between wave velocity frequency and wavelength is same for all EM radiation. It is same for all EM radiation, and which is given by C is equal to nu into lambda. Okay, now C is constant for all. Constant for all. C is a constant असेल, याचा अर्थ lambda and nu. This product is going to be constant. So when lambda becomes very large wavelength, frequency of that C becomes very small. Or whereas if frequency becomes very large, then wavelength of that radiation becomes very small, because the product of nu and lambda must be constant for all types of radiations at all spaces. तुम्ही ही इलेक्ट्रोमॅग्नेटिक रेडिएशनची व्हेलॉसिटी कुठेही कशीही कधीही कुठल्याही ठिकाणी मोजा, always this velocity is found to be constant, and because of that when we can conclude here in very briefly this: if lambda is large, that is longer wavelength, then nu or frequency is small. Okay, frequency is small. And if lambda is small, that is short wavelength, then this nu or frequency is large. So in our spectrum we have started here is cosmic radiations. बघा आठवत आहे का? Cosmic radiations or gamma radiations, and then we go for X-rays, then ultraviolet, then visible, then infrared, then we go for microwave, then radio waves, and so on. Okay, all this. So here this radiation has frequency, it will be maximum, and wavelength here is minimum, whereas here on this end this frequency is minimum and lambda wavelength is maximum. Okay, so you might have seen here in this case this is 10 raised to minus 12 meters, and here in this case it is 10 raised to 3 kilometers. Okay, and likewise frequency also, frequency here is a very large, some gigahertz, and here is some hertz. So this is how in the entire spectrum this entire properties can be seen one by one as shown by this particular I have not drawn diagram, but we can show here. Okay, so another property, general property of this, fourth one, this EM waves propagate in the form of time varying electric and magnetic field. EM waves propagate in the form of time varying, not static, time varying electric and magnetic field. And see, then all these waves are found to be polarized. EM waves are polarized or can be polarized. Okay, more about this we will look in optics when we go for polarization. So here we will just won't go into details of that, only just mention this. Okay, and energy is equally divided. Energy is equally divided in electric and magnetic fields. Okay, विवेक कारले आहे का तू? विवेक किंवा गोकुळ, आवाज येतो का मला?
येस सर येतो.
दिसतंय का? मी काय लिहितोय ते दिसतंय का सगळ्यांना?
येस सर दिसते.
ओके, दीज आर इम्पॉर्टंट नोट्स. याच्यावरती सगळे पुढचे प्रश्न तुम्हाला असणार आहेत परीक्षेसाठी. सो प्लीज राईट ऑल दिस. So this is called as the general properties of this electromagnetic waves. Okay, so this is one of the very important question. In examination, you are asked to discuss general properties of this electromagnetic waves. So this six properties you have to discuss one by one in short, and that is one of the very good question. याच्यावरती खूप सारे न्यूमेरिकल क्वेश्चन्स C equal to लॅम्डा वरती किंवा याच्यावरती शॉर्ट आन्सर क्वेश्चन्स, वन लाइन आन्सर क्वेश्चन्स, or MCQ or big question that can be asked over that. So you can mention this to be somewhere. This is to be VVIMP. General properties of all electromagnetic radiations. ज्याला ह्या सगळ्या प्रॉपर्टीज समजतील त्यांना इलेक्ट्रोमॅग्नेटिक रेडिएशन समजले असं आपण म्हणू शकतो. ओके, दिस इज फर्स्ट पार्ट दॅट व्हॉट वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस. ओके, आय थिंक वी हॅव फिनिश्ड द टाइम, बट विल गो फॉर फर्दर. आणि 5 मिनिट याच्यानंतर कुठलं लेक्चर आहे तुमचं? विवेक, गोकुळ, संचिता?
आहे सर लेक्चर आता.
नाही ना? नाही ना? कुठलं 10 मिनिट पुढे घेतलं चालतील का?
हो चालेल.
ऑल ऑफ यू, नाहीतर लगेच 12:40 बाहेर पडू नका. विल टेक 5-10 मिनिट्स मोर. ओके, आता आपण वेगवेगळे सोर्सेस जाऊया. ओके, सो sources of EM waves. Next point, fourth point, sources of EM spectrum. EM spectrum and its sources. आता या प्रत्येक रेडिएशनच्या ज्या काही प्रॉपर्टीज आहेत त्या आपल्याला बघायच्या आहेत. and from where these type of radiations are possible, that is what we are going to discuss here. So for that we have to draw one small table. एक table छोटा सा काढून घ्या. That table gives you correct idea of this. So first column is name, second column is wavelength range, third column is frequency range, and fourth column is the source. So from where these type of radiations are generated. So this is a tabular form that gives you, oh sorry, should not have. I'm drawing this vertical. Then this is second column, this is third column, and this is the source. Now first one is, I am calling first part is radio waves. Now try to understand. Its wavelength is given to be 1 meter to 100 kilometers. Okay, 1 meter to 100 kilometers, and its frequency is this is मगाशी मी थोडंसं चुकीचं सांगितलं, हरकत नाही, but correct this. This is 300 gigahertz to 3 kilohertz. We'll mention everything about this. 3 kilohertz. Source आपण थोडं नंतर बघूया. Second is microwaves. This range is 1 millimeter to 1 meter. Okay, this is microwave band, and its frequency is from 300 gigahertz to 300 megahertz. Or 300 megahertz, right? First MHz to 300 gigahertz. I think there is something wrong here. या वरच्या याच्यामध्ये काहीतरी चुकलं आहे पुस्तकामध्ये. We'll correct this later on. So second is microwaves. Third is infrared. This is given again smaller, 750 nanometers. Nano means 10 raised to minus 9 to 1 millimeter. Okay, we'll write this later on. And this is 400 THz. Okay, there is another unit for that, up to 300 gigahertz. That is infrared. Then we come across another important thing, that is visible spectrum. Yeah, visible. That is what we are able to observe with our eyes. Our eyes are sensitive to that. It can detect radiations in that particular range only. So this range is given to be 350 nanometers to 750 nanometers. त्यालाच आपण मगाशी म्हणलं होतं की साधारण 3500 एंगस्ट्रॉम्स up to 7500 angstroms. Okay, more common. So this is visible spectrum. Its frequencies are given to be a very high 770 THz up to 400 THz hertz. Then next to that is ultraviolet. Ultraviolet radiations. This frequency, sorry, the wavelength range is 10 nanometers. 10 nanometers to 400 nanometers. खरं तर अशा फिक्स बाउंड्रीज नाही आहेत की ह्या रेंज इथं संपली दुसरा सुरू झाला आहे. देयर इज सम ओव्हरलॅपिंग. 400 nanometers and here it is 30 PHz to 750 THz. I'll explain everything. What is this PT, etc. We'll write first the table first. Then it is X-rays. X-rays have their wavelength is too smaller, 0.01 nanometers to 10 nanometers. And this frequency is very very high, 30 EHz to 30 PHz. And last in the member in this particular series is this, that is gamma rays. Gamma rays, and here this is very very small, less than 0.02 nanometers, and this is very very high frequency. It is almost 15 EHz, more than 15 EHz. So now this table itself gives or discusses all the properties of these type of waves. Now this part, source, that will be discussed in the next lecture in brief. Okay, now try to understand here. What is this? 1 KHz kilohertz is equal to 10 raised to 3 hertz. Then 1 MHz megahertz is 10 raised to 6 hertz. 10 raised to 6 hertz means 10,000. Okay, 1 million. 1 million is 1 megahertz. So 1 hertz and 1 million hertz, the difference is 10 raised to 6 hertz. Then 1 GHz, gigahertz, that is equal to 10 raised to 9 hertz. Then 1 terahertz, THz. Okay, 1 THz is equal to 10 raised to 12 Z hertz, 10 raised to 12 hertz, and 1 PHz, that is almost 10 raised to 15 hertz. You can see this is a very very large number. And 1 EHZ, okay, EHZ is equal to 10 raised to 18 hertz. So this is the largest unit of measurement of frequency, and this is the smallest unit, that is of the frequency, 1 kilohertz. So 1 kilohertz to 1 EHZ, 10 raised to 18 hertz. This is the, so here this is what I have said. Here is something wrong. पहिल्या लाइन मध्ये रेडियो वेव्स दिलेले ना, so don't write G there. Write here to be K, kilohertz. K there, and this is 3 kilo. Yeah, it's correct. 300 kilohertz to 3 kilohertz. So म्हणजे पहिलं इथलं हे चुकलं होतं. This is not K, or maybe the gigahertz to this 3 kilohertz. That may be correct. We'll complete this. आपण ते करूया नंतर. So this is how, this is an electromagnetic spectrum, and this is what its properties. How, what are its frequencies? What are its frequency range? What are its wavelength? Now more about this. Where these waves are generated, or how these particular electromagnetic waves are generated in the laboratory as well as naturally, these type of different sources and other properties where we will discuss. आता या सगळ्यांची कॉमन प्रॉपर्टी मगाशी आपण पाहिलीच, all they have to obey this relation C is equal to mu lambda. That means if frequency is made larger, wavelength becomes smaller. If frequency is made smaller, wavelength becomes larger. So all these radiations have to satisfy all the properties of electromagnetic radiations, like polarization, interference, diffraction, their velocity, their frequency relations, etc., etc. That is common in all these things. But sources are quite different. So how radio waves are generated and how gamma rays are generated, these sources we are going to discuss much about in the tomorrow's lecture, or the whenever we will have next lecture there. Okay, so today we will stop here.